not sure I have a vision of society as utopic. As an anthropologist, you know, and from all the reading, that we've never really, as humans, lived in societies that are utopic in the sense of having all the systems figured out perfectly. But we have had many examples. Anthropologists tend to be drawn to examples of small-scale societies that are able to meet people's needs in ways that are probably significantly more equitable than the way that we live in this society that we've created over the last several hundred years. I think that what really would be a society that I work towards and that I hope comes into being is one that has more of a sense of everyone having access to the basic things that humans need to not only survive, but to thrive and be alive and be able to feel like their lives are worth living. So, what would you like me to answer specifically in that?
I guess just like, I don't know, like with the, there's like some main themes in our course. It's like, you know, like war, poverty, gender, sexuality, and just how, I don't know, how everything would actually like work out to be, you know, meshed or, you know, I guess, equitable. Or, so like, how do you actually like view? And I figured that you'd talk about food systems a little bit too.
Well, I've been doing a lot of work on food systems basically because the system that we have right now is pretty close to a dystopia in that we produce a lot of food, a lot of calories that basically make people sick and are not delivered to people in an equitable way or in a healthy way. So obviously food and eating is something we all share. We all have to have it. Having access to resources that make it possible to have food that's nutritious, food that's tasty, food that you relish. I mean, maybe if we had the idea that all we really need to produce materially, culturally, is a system that feeds people well and houses them well, that would be a utopia. And if we didn't have this process of wealth accumulation as the center of these systems, but had actually serving human needs as the center of the system. No, Gandhi said, the world has enough for everyone, but it doesn't, what did he say? The world has enough for everyone's needs, but not enough for some people's greed. And so if we could reorganize those systems to revolve around delivering what people need, that would be, to me, a utopic endeavor. And it's one that I work on pretty actively, researching what it takes to make a system of food that is localized as much as possible and just and fair and rich, and getting people to celebrate what it is that feeds us. Culturally put into place mechanisms systems that bring food to people, but also bring people together around food, and talk about and enjoy what is the process of life that feeds us all. So, I know you guys have read several books that I've read in the past and found really inspiring. The Vision, for example, and The Fifth Sacred Thing, the food system that's in place in San Francisco. That's not that different from the kind of food system that someone like Will Allen, who was here as a guest speaker last week, envisions. Growing food in greenhouses for people, creating a social system around food that lets everybody eat the same kind of food. You don't have differentials where, okay, people are poor so they have to eat cheaper food, so we'll just give them that cheap food. That's not a system that breeds respect, self-respect, that breeds a sense of community. And those are very important things to me. As an anthropologist, I spend a lot of time looking at how cultures do or don't meet human needs. And what we're doing right now is not meeting many people's needs at the most basic level of nutrition, but also at the most basic level of communality in the sense of being part of a society that cares about